Second now. Okay, so we are live on the air today, so welcome to our class today. It's about learning, and I think this is a really good topic because, again, we are from all different countries, and at least in the United States, we have to go to school until, we're 16, I believe. I should have looked that up before class. But we do have to go to school, and I'm just wondering, do you think it's necessary? And for example, homeschooling is becoming more popular these days, I think, at least in the United States. And so I'm just curious about everyone's opinions, okay? One day I will have kids in the future, not yet. And so I'm kind of wondering, maybe for those who aren't religious or are, that's going to depend. Maybe go to a Catholic school or not, a public school or not. What are the advantages and disadvantages? And so that's something I will have to think about. But I think for today, what I want to start with is, do you think going to school is necessary? Okay, that's going to be my first question out there. And so, do I have any volunteers to start first?
Yes, can I?
Absolutely, go ahead.
I think it depends on what subject you study. For example, some subject you need to go to a lab, for example, and make experiences. For example, if you study idioms, languages like English or Spanish, I think it's not necessary, but the dynamic about people amid persons is necessary. You understand what I mean? For example, I'm studying English in order to give lessons, to be a teacher, and my studies is online, as you are saying, and but I feel the difference between you when you have persons beside you and when you are alone studying. I think it is better when you have persons talking to you, but in my case, my condition is studying online. But that's okay.
Okay, so you think education is important?
Yes, but the matter you are talking about is if the when you study online alone is efficient. I'm right?
Yes, I'm talking about in general, more for children, which I probably should have specified at the beginning. I'm talking about from day one. Children here in Spain start going to school at 3 years old. In the United States, it's normally, I would say, more 4 years old. And so, besides the social aspect, I'm asking about, is it necessary that we have to go to school and learn math and these subjects?
Okay.
So it's a little bit deeper than just, how do you prefer to study, which is best for you. This goes back to day one, your first day of school. So, like I said, a little bit more controversial than I'm used to, but I thought it might be an interesting topic. Do any of you feel completely like, oh wow, you just, this is a terrible topic? Yeah, Sam, you can answer. Go ahead. This is open to everybody.
Pardon me.
Yes.
This is Hyder.
Hi.
You are talking about education in general, and
Yes.
it is important, if it is necessary to uh,
All right. Sorry for the interruption. I did just meet this person. I'm not sure who it is. So hopefully that won't happen again. Sorry, Haider. You can try and go ahead again.
My point of view, in modern life, it's very necessary to go to school, whatever they are, like religious schools or public schools. But it is necessary to go there and um, to take classes like math and whatever, because if you want to be a doctor or maybe an engineer, that's very necessary to start from the ages of 4 or 5. That's depend on the area that you are in. So it's very necessary to go to the school.
Okay, so I agree with you to an extent. Alex, is that you trying to talk there? That's fine.
I didn't understand very well what we were talking about because I thought the matter today was about if studying alone is efficient or not, you know. But I'm okay. I understand now.
Okay, no, that's fine. I think it's still also good to talk about different ways of studying, and that's fine too. So don't worry about that. That was just fine. It was a good opinion. But I'm looking, for more. I'm looking to maybe stir up or mix up some feelings here and really think, like, hear what you want to say. Do we really need to study in life? Is it really truly necessary? What about those people who actually don't go to school ever in their life? So those are the things I'm kind of talking about here, especially those that we went to school and it was normal. We think it's normal, but those who didn't have that opportunity, it isn't normal for them. So that's the kind of area I'm going in today. So, Sam, you said you wanted to comment. You can go ahead and comment, okay? Okay, Sam, you are muted if you are speaking right now. So, just so you do know about that. Also, a secondary question could be where do you think we would be if people didn't study? What would happen to the world? Okay, Sam, Alex,
If
do you want to go ahead?
if anybody if anybody studies would be I have no idea what would be
What would
uh
happen?
would be better or would be worse.
Okay. My thought there is that I learned through experience. I sometimes think it's best to learn through, doing something, if it's with your hands or, in my case, teaching. So I'm just curious. I mean, we're still learning to an extent, but I'm not saying go to classes necessarily. Ken, I had a feeling you wanted to comment, so sure, Ken, go ahead.
Yes, actually, it's case by case actually, because every individual has a different personality. And but the school has a illusion, all kids can adjust the school system. So as a result, some kids refuse to go into school here. It's a bit of a social problem, and also bullying happening. Some kids committed suicide after the harsh bullying. So, but if they don't go to school, they don't need to, they need to commit suicide actually. So it's totally case by case, and some talented people or sometimes has a difficulty for adjusting school, like Edison or Einstein. So maybe uh, they studied in the home after that, and kind of since kids refuse to go to number of kids to refuse to go to school became more and more. So nowadays, Japanese school until the middle school, that's a uh, mandatory education here. Even though kids didn't go to the school, they can get a diploma. I mean, a certification of graduate from school. But the problem of that, if you leave behind the society, alone, maybe they are not making friends. I think that it's not healthy, or it's not good for kids. Maybe parents and kids also try to find a join the society or making friends. Also, it's homeschooling and proper teacher. Nowadays it's more easier than ever because we have an internet teacher as well. So to find a proper teacher, and how can I say, yeah, to join the society, make a friend, even though they are not going to school. It is necessary. That's it.
Okay, great. So I do agree with you, Ken. I like your point of view on this. The social aspect, yes, I think is needed, especially nowadays where social media takes over and we can be alone, but integrated into other people's lives at the same time. But sometimes if you're home by yourself and you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, you're still alone and maybe you're not physically talking to someone, so you're not interacting as much. So I do agree that going to some kind of social event, if it's a school or a group or something like that, is needed at a young age. I think that's very important. As far as the school part, um, I agree with all the negativities that you were talking about. Bullying, that is, talked about all over. Hello, Elle. Nice of you to join. If you can. And so, again, it's also comparing people. And, I'm a twin, and I always compared myself to my twin brother. And I, didn't like that either, and I felt bad if I got, a lower grade or mark than him. And that also happens with other students too. Maybe we need to start changing the way we think about how we grade, or, say if it's a yes or no answer, or what year did something happen, of course there's a correct answer. But does that mean just because someone's better at history and someone else is better at math or music or writing, that someone's better than the other person? And so I think this comes up too, and everyone wants to be the best. Everyone needs to be number one, maybe in sports. I don't care if I win. I just, want to participate, have fun, and improve maybe. But I think this, being number one and being superior has really kind of taken over the world quite negatively. So maybe it starts with the school setting and has continued forever. So does anyone have any comments now?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
If anyone in the world had studied, I think that the world would be better because we would have less greedy violence uh, like a world war, because if anyone had studied, a bomb atomic would not be created. Things like that, you know.
Interesting. I suppose I hadn't thought of that. Um, okay. I'm not really sure what to say after that. Good comment. Thank you, Alex. Um, I think it's important to learn basic things. For example, adding and subtracting math, I think is very important. Division, multiplication, things like that. But can our parents teach us that? Do you think that's still okay? Lucia, I know you are at least a parent here. I don't know if anyone else is a parent here. Do you have any suggestions, or what are you thinking?
I think children must stay with other children and without or at least far from computers at least until 6, 7, even 8 years old, because this stuff don't allow you to improve your mind, have fantasy, and for children is the start for a good life. I mean, if you have been a happy children, happy kids, it's quite sure you'll be happy adult. I mean, school culture is very important. The worst things is the ignorance. I mean, don't know about everything. They must go to school. Every children have right to go to school, and yeah, basically I think yes, school in the house. I heard about that, but I not completely agree because children have to stay with others, with children like that, because they have to learn how can be sociable. That's all.
Okay, just wondering. Yeah, absolutely. I think being social is very important. Even when I was a little kid, many, many years ago, um, playing in the street and things like that. I do agree with the technology aspect. I think, until they're 3, 4, 5 years old, they shouldn't know how to use mobile phones like we do. I think it's too early. There are going to be so many problems in the future with people's eyesight, and maybe brain issues. I don't know what might happen. I really don't. But there are many negative things that could happen from using technology at such a young age. And I think we're only going to get more technology in the future, which is pretty scary at the same time. So I agree with the social aspect that children should, be together and play. Um, Homeschooling, my question to your idea is maybe if you don't agree with it, And of course, there's always special cases. Maybe people who do get bullied want to be at home. Maybe someone who has phobias against, phobias, like social phobias maybe, or being made fun of, or, something that to stay at home is better for them. These are special cases. Um, and so I think it depends on the person. Honestly, and Ken had said that as well. It depends on the person. So interesting. I'm getting some good, ideas here. Anything else? Elle, I know you came a little late today. We're just talking about, do you think it's necessary for children to go to school? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. That happens. But just, I want to make sure that you understand what we're talking about today. So do you have an opinion?
Yes, I think it depends on individual parents if they don't, because sometimes children they have like if they have something to do that is like the the children who is the entertainment, and they couldn't go to school because of his uh, responsibility to their job. So in that case, they can do a homeschool. But in the general parents, it like you said, a lot of children when they get to school, they get bullied at the school, and then homeschool is a better choice for that kinds of children. So it depends, but in my opinion, if I have a children, I prefer them to go to school, but I have to look at them closely. Like I'm not gonna let them using technology by themselves if they are like a kindergarten, high school, not over high school yet. Yeah, I have to look closely what they are using, something like this.
Okay, very good. So again, limit technology, but they should go to school unless there's an exception there. So interesting. Do you think that children need to go to school at a certain age? For example, there's a little girl I'm teaching English to. She's 5, going to be 6 soon. And she can already read in Spanish and a little in English, obviously not as much. And she's learning how to add in English and in Spanish. And her classmates still can't read, some of them. So what do you think? Do you think we can
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, sorry, I don't know what's happening today. Did I miss anything, Alex? Were you speaking?
No, I had a problem I left and I come in again, came in again.
Okay, not a problem, Gabe. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I think it's just because it's hot here, a little slow. So I changed my bandwidth just now on Google Hangouts, and so hopefully that will help. So what I had talked about just before I was about writing, things like that. Of course, writing is important in general, but how old do you think children should be when they start writing? Any thoughts about that? Alex, would you like to comment?
Are they asking about what the appropriate age that children um, is enabled to write or to read?
Yes, to write and to read. Yes, because it normally does go together.
I have I'm not expert at it because my daughter has 4 years old, 4 years old,
Use for?
and is 4, and she does not read yet. She read some letters, write her name, but I think about 6 years the children start to have more, you know,
Yeah,
more
the
ability.
accent. And I know in the United States too that was true. I think here it's about the same, about 6 years old.
Yes, I
So
think
good.
that's it.
One thing I think parents do is teach their kids at such a young age maybe to write their name. And I've seen it, on Facebook with friends, people that I know from the United States. And I think not that long ago there was someone who their child, you know, who was almost 2 years old, could write their name. And which was really, really early, and almost like, how can that happen? If this is not even 2 years old, when did you start? So that worries me again, and that goes back to the point of we have to be the best of the best. We want to be number one in sections, and I don't think that's great for everybody. So that's just something else, wondering about. So kind of the next question I have, there is about the standard stereotypical one teacher and 20, 25 children or something like that. Do you think there's a better way that we can teach, or maybe a different way that we could look towards in the future? Anything there?
Can you repeat? Yeah, the transmission is not good, Rebecca.
Okay. I'll also type it. Your voice is choppy. All right. You think there is a better way we can teach other than the traditional teacher and 20 to 25 plus students? New.
I think in terms of English education here, it has a lot of problems. From the beginning, I don't know why, but government spends the budget for education not so much. So as a result, even though the number of kids are reducing rapidly, aging society is coming, or have already come, but government don't reduce the number of one classroom. So usually teacher have to teach 40 members of the class. It's too big actually. When I go to the middle school for my teaching practice, to be an English teacher, I thought, it's impossible to keep effective, especially oral skill lesson there. One teacher with 40 students. Also, government hired the assistant language teacher, which is a native English teacher who working in Japanese university, not, elementary school, middle school, and high school. However, since they don't have a license, teacher's license here, they are like a talking robot. They cannot teach anything. They just repeat what teacher said. Or so maybe we need to think about more effective way to using ALT. It's kind of waste of money or waste of their their work as well. That's it.
Okay, great.
Back in my opinion, there is no another way to teach than we have today because the method of teaching is uh, about people talking to the other, learning to each other. I think that it will be forever. That's my opinion.
Okay. So you don't think there's a better way that we can learn? I'm hoping you can hear me. With Ken's comments, I do agree. That's why I'm here in Spain. I came to be a cultural assistant, and I've stayed. I had no idea how to teach when I first got here. And so that's why I studied to become a teacher. And I studied online and got my degree. And you're right, Ken, it's a waste of money. I only worked about 10 hours a week. Good, thanks, Cecilia. I worked about 10 hours a week and made not double, but almost double of what people get for unemployment here. And almost double of what the average, salary people make here. And so I was paid very, very well. I didn't do as much as I think I could have. And that is sad, especially with Spain's crisis right now. It's really terrible. Lots of people are still without jobs. Unemployment is very high right now. And I just feel that, I should have been teaching a lot more hours than I was. And it's not fair to the government. And you're right, all we did is, repeat after the teacher. I read things out loud, but I don't think I was there enough hours to really make a huge difference. So I definitely agree with you, Ken, and I've been through that experience, so that's interesting. Okay, good. Any ideas on how maybe we can use technology for the future in learning? One thing I think is teaching online, for example. I know in Australia, because Australia is huge, people go to school basically online just like this. They go to their classrooms, but they're at home. So, it does happen nowadays, but it's for a different reason. So they don't have to, travel 2 or 3 hours to go to school. Haider, would you like to comment?
Yeah, I just saw a virtual school, maybe in Japan, or I can't remember where is it. It's virtual school to make kids join this website and go to learn by taking like like a person. It's virtual, and it's really interesting to go this way in the future and to make the learning going in this way. You understand what I mean? Like making a virtual school, and you and the kids take a specific kind of child, like you know, like I'm sorry, I can't explain it because I don't have um, much information about it, but uh, that's what I show in a video, that there is a virtual school, and you just need to make your children register there, and they will take classes, and they are at home, you know. So I think in the future that will be very beneficial to
I,
use
I
technology.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
I,
Alex.
I would like to give my opinion. I do not agree to what's your name?
Hader is his name.
Hater, because I think children they are in process to know persons. I think they would not be a good idea to put them in front of a computer and to chat to other children's by the internet, for example, because they have to have the face contact. I do not agree with that.
Alex, I just shared what I saw in that video. In my opinion, I think that traditional school for kids, it's much better than using technology. It's not
Oh,
yeah,
so sorry. I
young,
agree.
for young ages, but uh, for the ones who are learning languages or whatever, and they are busy with work and commitments, I think technology will be very beneficial for them, because they don't have the access for going to school like traditional one or institute. So learning online or using technology for those who are have too many works or commitments or whatever, that will be very good for them. But for kids, I believe that going to traditional schools, it's much better than using technology, like I just shared with you, like virtual schools, or maybe that will happen in the future. I don't know. So I'm just sharing something I just saw, and excuse my poor English because I
No,
can't
no, no. Excuse
explain.
my excuse my misunderstanding, please. I think that internet is very dangerous for children and even to adults because when we have children, we have to accompany them very carefully because everyone have all kinds of access, and that's that. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't worry.
Okay, very good. So, yes, so again, we all seem to agree, those that have expressed their opinion, that the internet is not great for young kids. And Alex just said for adults either, it's not good. And that brings me to another part of the internet world, and kids and teenagers probably more than anyone um, are developing this social anxiety or this, problem if, they're not connected to the internet and they always need to have their phone. And so this new social, I'm trying to think of the word, social problem has come about with the internet being so popular. And you think, hey, I'm on Facebook, I'm seeing my friends, and then it's, oh, hey, let's hang out one day, let's meet up, and it never happens. And why is that? Is it because we're getting lazy? Because we're only using the internet and we don't want to leave the house if we don't want to? or what's going on here? So any comments about that? I mean, it's not exactly on topic, but that's okay. Still a conversation class. What effects has the internet had? Go ahead, Hader.
No, just pardon me. Can you repeat the question?
Yes, let's say the negative effects of the internet, okay?
As you know, everything has its advantages and disadvantages, you know. So internet has so many advantages, and everyone has an access to Google everything he wants or they want. But if you're talking about the negativity, see see the world, the people, and you will realize how unfamiliar we have become. Like you can, even in your own house, you just pardon me, this is my little niece. Um, you can you can't communicate with people around you even in the same house. You maybe upstairs, you email them. This has happened with me and with my family. So uh, I think society needs more communication, like in person.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Alex, looks like you want to join the conversation here again. Absolutely, I definitely agree with you. I think we are using technology and abusing it in the fact that we're becoming lazy, and you know, it's sometimes too easy to do things. On the other hand, it's quite helpful, and you know, we can all talk about the advantages, but like, good. Okay, so let's continue. Hader, did you
Okay.
want to say something else?
uh, about the internet.
Yeah, let's focus on the negative things or the disadvantages about the internet, because the positive things we could go on for days. So,
Um, I, I believe that we just need to be smart to use the internet to get more benefit from that, and that's it. Everything, as I told you, has a negative side and a positive side, and we are in the positive side right now. As you see, we are learning, we are making friends, we are communicating with people from another cultures, and we are knowing people like from uh, all over the world, and that will make us more confident and more familiar with everything going in this world. So I believe even if the internet has those negativity, I believe they are not that huge if you compare them with the positives.
okay, I would agree with that. Just with everything in life, in moderation, everything in moderation. We are coming to an end to the class. Any final comments about anything we've talked about today?
Yes, everything has a positive and negative parts. So internet is just a tool, but it's addictive actually. I listened to the podcast show today, and when the people find that on Facebook, kind of like a pleasure chemical or something releases. So everybody maybe want love or to be admitted or something like that. So that's why social media is addictive, but also a negative thing happening. We need to be careful about it. And maybe the best option is to leave. Don't go to the dangerous side or even annoying side, or even though if a negative thing happens, if it's not trustworthy, you don't need to, believe, this to take care of them. Yeah, that's my attitude of internet now. But the kids are a bit difficult because they cannot control. Maybe they're not they are naive or so not so many experience. But yeah, parents or teachers can guide them or discuss them about internet use nowadays. That's it.
Absolutely. I think maybe we need to limit ourselves or, things like that. So very, very good. Well, everyone, if there's no more comments, thank you very much for joining today. And hope you all had a good time. And again, you can email me with suggestions. And thanks, and have a good day, everybody. It was nice conversation today.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye
I
bye.
You're
really
very
enjoyed
welcome.
it.
Right.
Bye
Good.
bye everyone.
Bye.
All right. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.